Hello, 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 everybody. It's your boy AT2. Let me make me bigger on the screen. Sorry about that. For those of you who don't know, Donald Trump has confirmed Charlie Kirk is dead. He passed away. He succumbed to his injuries. Like I said, when I seen that the unedited video on Twitter, I was all like, yeah, didn't look too good. Now I know there's this whole controversy about whether or not we should feel bad, we should feel sad. And I can't tell you guys how to feel. The only thing that I can say is it's unfortunate, but again, this whole spewing out hatred, this rage bait content, it has a reaction to it. And unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was a victim of it. Hello, 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 everybody. It's your boy AT2. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And of course, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? A little sad note because Charlie Kirk did pass from his injuries, or some might feel that it's sad. I'm indifferent. To me, it's unfortunate when anybody passes away, but at the same time, if you made a living off of spewing out hatred, let me ask y'all, because I know when people watch this, I'm going to get backlash. Put a 1 in the chat if you cried. Put a 2 in the chat you didn't cry. That's how I'm going to avoid controversy. Put a 1 in the chat if you cried. Put a 2 in the chat if you didn't cry. I'm going to say a 2 in the chat. I didn't cry. And that's not saying that you felt someone deserves something or not. That's just my way of putting it plain and simple. Listen. I mean, again, why would we shit. Damn. And I know Sugar Walls, Ronnie, y'all are all like, I don't believe it. This seemed like a hoax. But like I said, I've seen the video on Twitter, and the way that it happened, I was all like, I don't see him making it out alive. No. I think if anything, they were going to let some time pass before they confirmed it. And yeah, that's what they did. They let some time pass before they confirmed it, because the way that it happened, I couldn't possibly see him making it out alive. And again, I can't play it here, and I would not play it on my channel either. Like, that's how bad it was, you guys. So Donald Trump was the one who actually confirmed it. He said this on his Truth Social. Oh, there you go. He said, these are his words, not my words. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. Now, I didn't even know he was married. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Charlie Kirk was? I didn't even know he was married. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I'm indifferent. Yes, Tiff, I feel the same way. I'm indifferent. I do not like political violence. I definitely don't like that. But then also, too, this is the same man that said, yeah, there's going to be some sacrifices made. Let me see if I can bring up my TikTok real quick, you guys. Hold on. I posted it on TikTok, but I also posted it on YouTube and Instagram because I felt like it was necessary for people to see. And even then, when I played that clip, people were all like, oh, this is not true. This is rage bait. Oh, all right. It's AI. Okay. You can call it AI all you want to, but I mean the clip is out there. It's there. All right, so here we go.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is.
Listen, I wish I could get on here and feel bad. That's what he said. That's what he said, y'all. I mean, I don't know what other way to put it. Like he said this. Now, I think, like I said, people treat politics like it's theater, like it's a game. Like, oh, it's just like vote. It's just like cheering on your favorite team. You know, you're this team or this team. Like, nigga, this is real life. Just like I told you guys, I had a conversation this weekend about how hard it was to find a job. Like, it's serious out here. People are not finding work. And when you do find something, they will go with the person who, wants a lower wage than the person who asks for what their worth actually is. On top of that, people are out here can't afford groceries. Still, food is high. Like, there's real shit out here going on. And when you can't feed yourself, you can't feed your family, and you're out here just spewing shit. Yeah. It has consequences. It's an unfortunate situation. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is, your fault, but essentially, when you radicalize the country and you radicalize people to do things like this, what the fuck you think is going to happen? Whew. And I hate putting it like that, you guys, but that's how I feel. When you radicalize people, this is what happens.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is.
Listen, I wish I could get on here and feel bad for Charlie Kirk. I don't have it. Before he died, you guys. When you go around saying things like that, this is the cause of your actions. Again, I want to say this: political violence is never okay. However, when you do this kind of rage bait content of where you say extreme shit to try to get a reaction out of people, politics is not a game. And I think we're getting into this point where people think politics is a game. When people are starving, when people are hungry, when people can't get jobs, when people don't have access to things, this is when it gets very real. When I had seen that whole Unfuck America tour where they go around and follow Charlie Kirk, and I'm not putting it on that group or the organization, but when you sensationalize shit like this is what happens. Like, why would you want to follow this man around and try to debate him? So after the election, there's people on the left or Democrats and stuff like that, right? Or leftists, whatever they want to call themselves, but they really sound all the same. But anyway, a whole bunch of white people, right? They wanted to go around, or they did do this, go around to different college campuses and follow Charlie Kirk around and try to debate him. My thing is that somebody who spews out so much hatred, you trying to say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and confront him and try to debate him on policy and stuff like that. He's not trying to have a conversation with you. He doesn't want a conversation with you. He wants to be able to spew his hatred and spew his bullshit and have people listen to it. And, he's popular from doing that. Why would he want to debate you on any kind of policy that makes him look dumb or make him look like, he doesn't know what he's talking about, which most of the time he doesn't, right? Why would he want to debate someone like that? He was never going to debate you guys, but they wanted to follow him around and shit like that. And again, people are sensationalized politics like you can celebrity gossip. It is two different things. Now, celebrity gossip, does that have real consequences and shit like that? Yes, of course, because it is people real lives. However, when it comes to politics, when you're talking about the greater group of Americans who are hurting and suffering and you're playing with their lives, listen, the protection that the celebrity has when we talk shit about celebrities, they know, okay, if I do something to this person, it's going to, I'm going to have consequences myself, right? But when you are literally rage baiting and spewing hatred to the average American, farmers who don't have, the US aid, like that shit went down the tube. Some people were still able to get funding, but there's a lot of farmers who are hurt, especially in Arkansas. People aren't able to get jobs. Like I said, inflation is still high. Like inflation did not go down at all. The gas went down for a minute, but it surely went back up. But food prices, the food is still ridiculous. You know what I mean? People got fired from their jobs. I don't think people realize, and we didn't talk about it on my channel because I had kind of stayed away from the political talk, but y'all know the Black unemployment has risen, right? It's back to its pre-pandemic days or the pandemic days. Like that's what, let me see what exactly it is. Hold on, you guys. Black unemployment. Now, the racists out there, they'll say, oh, Black people are lazy and this and that and that and this. Listen, let them say what they want to, but I don't find it strange that with him cutting the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Act, the DEI, get rid of all that, and these attacks, which, let's be honest, DEI benefited everyone else. It did not benefit the majority of Black people. But again, just like welfare, any kind of social program, they look at it as Black. They have marketed towards Black people. Even though we know with welfare benefits mostly white people. But they market it as Black to make it a bad thing. Because again, if white people realize that you're the highest recipients of welfare, would you have these people in these red states voting Republican? No, but they market it as, yeah, it's Black people wanting handouts and look at them. They're savages. They're this and that. They marketed all that shit. And that's why they vote the way they do, even though they're on those assistances. Tanya, they don't like this type of teaching. They don't like this. But somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. And let's not forget this too. It's always been said, if you can convince the poorest white man that he's better than the Black man, you got it. You got them. And that's what they did. They convinced the lowest white man that he was better than the Black man. Yeah, a lot of the Slavics on EBT. Exactly. Ding, 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 ding. But when you think of welfare, you don't think about them. You just have us picture. I know me and my people, we get it, we understand it. I'm talking about the masses out there. That's what they believe. That's what they think. Yeah. Trump has been able, and so have all these right-wingers have been able to convince people that you are better than the poorest Black man. I mean, than Black people, just Black people in general. It's sad. Yes, thank you. Hit the like button, you guys. Thank you. What's up, Foreign Bay? I see you in the building. I was just going to. Oh, there's actually an article from 3 hours ago. What website is this? Hold on. TPM. It says troubling and unusual unemployment numbers of Black Americans are signaling that the U.S. is on its way to potential recession. Economics tell TPM. Wait, what's TPM, y'all? Should I read? All right, let me continue. Latest job report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed an increasingly negative unemployment situation for Black workers, one that has rapidly deteriorated over the last 4 months as a result of policy decisions from the Trump administration. But the relative lack of unemployment rate movement for every other racial group, and even in minuscule improvement over the same time period for white workers, means its conditions don't change. This economic downturn could look different than the 2008 global financial crisis. Let me get into the, okay, here we go. Between May and August, the Black unemployment rate jumped from 6% to 7.5%. That's the highest it's been since 2021. The highest Black unemployment rate outside of COVID-related economic crisis since January 2018. And who was president in January of 2018? Donald Trump. Talking Points memo. That's this website. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link. Here we go. What's up, Messy Sweet Spot? Oh, you think Candace? Listen, Candace makes sure to stay her ass in the house. I don't think Candace will. She makes sure to stay in the house. I'll tell you that. She makes sure not to come out. Candace, she moves very strategically. She moves very strategically. I will say that. And remember, don't forget, Donald Trump fired the person that did the jobs report. Remember, it was like in July or something like that. It was negative 23,000, the jobs report. And then he fired that person because they said that it was a girl. She had skewed the numbers or some shit like that. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember hearing about that. In this article, let me continue. It says, at the same time, white unemployment ticked down ever so slightly from 3.8 to 3.7, while unemployment for Asians stayed at a flat 3.6% and rose slightly for Hispanics from 5.1 to 5.3. Experts clocked the the employment situation for Black people even before last week's BLS data dropped, noting the impacts of federal government jobs cuts by Elon Musk's run Department of Government. Oh, the Doge. That's what they're talking about. There's a lot of people, and I don't think people realize a lot of Black people had federal jobs. Federal jobs were very important after the Civil Rights Act was passed, and the Equal Employment Opportunity Act was like. That was, I mean, let's put this out there. How many of y'all was raised, you want to get a Fed job because that's how you know you're going to have pension and and all those things. Healthcare. Everyone said, make sure you get you a government job. Was anybody else raised like that? I know I was. Hell, I tried to apply for the IRS, Social Security. I did Social Security one time. But the IRS, I tried 3 times, still wasn't able to get through the door. Still wasn't able to get in there. Yes, I know so many colleagues that lost their job with the Fed. See? Exactly. A lot of Black people had Fed jobs. So yeah, it did affect us. The post office. I don't know about the post office. See, I'm being picky. Head of security. Was that the position that it was? I had a state government job. Ding, 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 ding. See? And remember, I told you guys, my sister and my auntie, not the sister that I just seen, but my other sister, lost their job. Remember I told you guys that? So when I was seeing people all like, oh, these are jobs that needed to be cut because they were taking money. Listen, it was so hard for me not to get on my channel and just drag the shit out of people, because it's different when we're talking about these stories, like it's just out there, right? But it's different when the shit hits home. When the shit hits home, just like if we were in 2008 when everybody was losing their homes and you're all like, oh, well, you shouldn't have got that loan. You should have got a better loan. Maybe you shouldn't have got a house that you couldn't afford. You know, if I was on here saying that shit in 2008, they would have dragged the shit out of me. Rightfully so. So again, when you're out here, this ties into the Charlie Kirk thing, because again, when you're out here rage baiting and you're saying things like this and spewing hatred, yeah, this is what happens. Your grandmother was, see? What's up, Ronnie? Yeah, but you just can't be out here just saying things when people are actually out here hurting. Like, you can't do that. It's real out here. Now, I wanted to talk about the shooters, because the shooter is still at large. This is what they're claiming. So that old white guy who was arrested, they're claiming that the police are claiming they don't know if that's the guy. They have him in custody, but they're claiming that they don't know if this is the guy or not. I almost feel like the reason why they're claiming that this is not the guy is because they want to find an immigrant or, somebody black to blame, or a trans person. That's how I feel. They want to find a black person, an immigrant, or a trans person to put it on. It can't be one of their own. Okay, y'all feel the same way. Okay, I thought I was crazy. Because if the guy is saying I did it, people are quoting saying that he said I did it and I'll do it again, and you're telling me that this is not the guy who did it? You're telling me that this is not the guy who did it, who's claiming to be the shooter? He claimed to be the shooter, and you guys are telling us, oh no, it's not him. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. They definitely want this to be a trans, an immigrant, and or a black person. That's what they want. It can't be one of their own. It can't be white on white crime. Everything has to be politicized. Not, hey, this is a time for our country to come together and for us to resolve our issues. It needs to be politicized. Don't they get CCTV or drones? That's a good question. Like I said, I know the guy, the white guy, I know that he is in custody, but they're saying that they don't know if he's the shooter or not. That's what they're claiming. Fox is, Fox is already trying. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Right, Tanya. AT2, Utah is most Republican state in the nation, and people are already blaming the Democrats and liberals. Exactly. Yeah, I see it. They're already blaming, the left, just like with Donald Trump when he got popped in his ear, allegedly. Remember when he got popped in his ear? Like, they're all like, oh yeah, the left, they radicalize people and they're dangerous and they're this and that. And it's all like, no, you're the party that wants all the guns and everything. Like, am I missing something? It's suspicious. I agree. We still need to talk about the Trump attempt. Right. Yeah, exactly. Because now that we see, now that we compare these two situations, it's all like, one looked very performative, and they released another video of a different angle of the Trump assassination attempt. And then with Charlie Kirk, we see this situation. And like I said, if you want to go on Twitter and see it, go ahead. I only needed to see it one time, and I was all like, "Oh yeah, that's enough for me." That, like I said, that's how graphic it was. But again, I only need completely different situation. Yeah, definitely distract from the Epstein files. Definitely. I agree. Because now we're not even talking about that no more. And I think I told you guys too. It's not that I don't care about the Epstein files anymore or anything like that. I think I said this. The information that we're going to get is not going to come from the White House. It's going to be through these leaks and the different news outlets getting leaks and information from outsiders. It's not going to come from the White House. So that's why I was all like, the big smoking gun, I don't think it has even hit yet. What are your thoughts on the entire administration being illegitimate? What do you mean by that, Candace? Are you talking about all his DEI hires that he has there? Or are you saying that the election was rigged? Which way you want to go with it? We can go both ways. We can go both ways. We can go both ways with it. I do still believe that the election was tampered with. And I might get in trouble on my video for saying that, but the numbers and the evidence and the videos that I have showed you guys, yeah. Listen, there's a reason why I'm going to the Kamala Harris Starlink. Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. There's a reason why I'm going to the Kamala Harris thing, because hopefully they do a question and answer thing, a Q&A. Oh, and we haven't even talked about the excerpts that came from the book, The Atlantic. They released the excerpts from the first chapter. See, y'all on the right track. And I'll even go one step further. Now that Kamala Harris has kind of talked about it, I think Joe Biden and his people did not like, which he has confirmed, did not like any shine on her. They didn't like anything that overshined Joe Biden. So instead of them, and I hope this is in the book, instead of them doing a recount or looking into it, I feel like they just said, oh well, you lost, kid. All right, we can move on to the next. I think that the person that the Democrats always wanted was Gavin Newsom. That's who they wanted. Because see, we going with it. We gonna see, y'all got me. Why y'all get me started? Because let me say this. Why is Gavin Newsom praised while Jasmine Crockett is demonized? Why is Gavin Newsom praised while Jasmine Crockett is demonized? Y'all got an answer yet? Because Jasmine Crockett been swinging and banging out here. He's been talking how we want our politicians to talk. Can I get a woo? Right. They gave her the moniker of the angry black woman. They gave her that moniker. I wonder why. Because the last time I checked, Jasmine Crockett been talking that shit. AOC is demonized too. We could throw AOC in there. And granted, I like that Gavin Newsom is giving it to Trump and stuff like that. But you know, I'm not gonna call it like new or something like, oh wow, I can't believe he's doing that. Because again, this fool is trying to line himself up to run for president. But here's my thing, Gavin Newsom, you still have a state. All the tweets, all the funny jokes and shit, it's nice. But you still have a state to run. You know how I know? Because I still live in this state. I live in California. I'm here. Hello, I'm back home, you guys. I came back from Texas and now I'm back in California. And it's all like, motherfucker, worry about your goddamn state. Okay, all of this is nice, but worry about your state. See, this is what happens. He's already on his way out here like, I don't give a damn. And mind you, I appreciate if y'all in California, make sure y'all vote for the gerrymandering. I'm voting yes on it, definitely. But gerrymandering is just one thing. Like I said, people are hurting. We're still here. We still need help. We still need help. That's all I'm saying. Because some people are saying, oh, you can't say anything about Gavin Newsom. Don't say nothing about him. He's out here fighting for the people, blah, 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 blah. Listen, the way Gavin Newsom runs, the way that Gavin Newsom works, he could run as a Republican or he can run as a Democrat. That's the way Gavin Newsom works. And again, do I hate him? No, I don't hate him. I think out of everyone, you know, in as far as with the governor race, you know, because they had a recall, and that's another thing. They're going to bring up that recall. They're going to bring up the homelessness and all of the expensive housing in California. They're going to bring all that up. Like, don't think that Gavin is untouchable, you guys. Don't think that. They're definitely going to bring all that shit up. But I want to say this. Out of all the choices with the recall and stuff like that, I knew Gavin was the better choice. I voted the way I voted. Now, if Gavin is the nominee for president, will I vote for him? Yes. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there before we get anybody like, oh no, I can't believe that you're not going to vote for him. No, I'm not one of those crazy leftist people that want to do this purity test. And Bernie Sanders is never going to be the nominee. Can we throw that away? But if it's him, it's him. You know, his liberally, and this is the thing, Tanya. And remember, Gavin Newsom had Charlie Kirk on his podcast, and he got hella backlash for that because they're like, "Why you got this racist guy on your platform spewing hatred? Like, why you have him on there?" And then Gavin Newsom pivoted, and he started having Democrats on his show. I'm telling you, something ain't right. Gavin Newsom knows how to pivot. That I will give him credit. He's a change agent. He knows how to switch at a drop of a dime. Because let's be honest, we don't give white politicians the same purity test that we give the people of color. The people of color, they have to be perfect. But the white politicians, they don't. Because let's be honest, Joe Biden should have never been president if we actually gave a damn about purity. I mean, the crime bill, mind you, he wasn't the only one that he's the one that pushed for the crime bill, but he's not the only one. There was people in the Congressional Black Caucus who voted for that crime bill. So that's why I voted the way that I did. I still voted for him, right? Because it was a push at that time in the 90s. But if we were going to do a purity test, he should have never been president. But we don't hold, what's up, Couture Bay? But we don't hold white politicians to the same purity test. as the black ones. And let me tell you something. Why are they still talking about Bernie Sanders when AOC is like obviously his successor? AOC should be the one that's getting all the shine, but Bernie don't want to let her get the shine. And they hold her feet to the fire about Gaza and shit, but Bernie Sanders won't even call Gaza a genocide. Hello? Hello? Y'all there? Is this thing on? Bernie Sanders won't even call Gaza a genocide. But Kamala Harris was just the VP, but she was supposed to stop what was going on in Gaza because, again, she was the vice president. She was not the president. But you had to explain. It's funny because JD Vance, you see his couch fucking ass going on vacations and everything like that. Where's JD Vance? Why don't we ask where JD Vance is? But we had to know where Kamala was. And on top of that, and y'all got me cooking right now. I'm cooking. I love it how people say Kamala was not a good choice. She should never be president. She was this and that, right? But then these same people like Amanda Bad Coochie Seals. Yeah, I said it. She got some bad coochie. That's why she always talking about Kamala. That's why she on Kamala pussy, because she got bad coochie. Amanda Bad Coochie Seals is always talking about Kamala Harris need to be out here. She need to be doing this, doing that. But you are the same one bashing Kamala Harris and talking about how she's genocidal and all this other shit. But yet, come on now. Come on now. Come on. We gonna really play that game? We gonna play that game? Bad Coochie Amanda Seals. And you know who else got bad coochie? Bernie Sanders. Bad coochie Bernie Sanders is always hating on Kamala Harris. Every interview he doing, he trying to throw her under the bus all the time. And mind you, he said Kamala Harris is his friend. Bitch, I don't want no motherfucking friend if you consider yourself a friend. Shit. Nah, I don't want no friend like that. Bad Bussy, thank you for the correction. Bad Bussy, Bernie Sanders, and Bad Pussy, Bad Coochie, Amanda Seals can go to hell. And you know somebody who I used to follow heavy that I can't stand anymore because he's on that bullshit too? Conscious Lee. Put a one in the chat if you guys heard of Conscious Lee. He's like a TikToker. He does political commentary and stuff like that. I used to be a fan, but he's on that bullshit too. This is political comedy. Now, this is the political comedy that people want. AT2. Oh, no. Put your kids to bed. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I am so sorry, Tanya. This is not a children's show. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I used to follow him, but now I'm like, dude, you. Yeah. These people be stressing me out. If you're in the Bay Area, because I got 2 tickets for the book tour, right? Did I say this last night? I think I said it last night. I got 2 tickets for the book tour, right? So there's one at 3:00 and then there's one at 6:30. The one at 6:30, I was able to get floor seats, but I had already bought the other one. So if you're in the Bay Area and you're available October 3rd, I'll sell you the ticket for the low. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and sell it to you for the low. Now, the ticket at 3:00, that's up in the in the balcony section. So yeah, you will be in the balcony, but I'll sell it to you for the low if you want it, if you'll be here October 3rd, because I'm going to the one at 6:30 where I'll be on the flow. So yeah. Anyway, had to do a shameless plug real quick. Oh wow, the audacity of Jerry. Yeah, we don't listen. We don't went all over the place. Yeah, he's a hotel. Yeah, definitely a hotel. Listen, we don't went all over the place with the show. For those of y'all just joining in, yes, Charlie Kirk is dead. He is gone. He is no longer here. Like I said, you can't be around here spewing hatred and think that there's not going to be any consequences. Like it's what is a hotep? Dr. Umar. That's the best example I can give you what a hotep is, Dr. Umar. Now you ain't gonna talk about Bernie's now. Oh, Ronnie, you probably behind. Like we already talked about that. Tanya got her grandbaby in the room, so I can't talk about none of that stuff no more. I had to switch the subject. But anyway, again, they're saying that the white guy that they have in custody, they can't confirm if he's a shooter or not. Like many of us think in the chat, I think they're trying to look for an immigrant, a person of color, a trans person to blame this on. That's why they're saying that it's not, even though that guy was saying, I did it and I'll do it again. I think we come to a time period where we just can't spew hatred. And mind you, the stuff that I think Charlie Kirk was saying, I think he believes it. I think Charlie Kirk believes the shit that he was saying. There's not a doubt in my mind that he's just saying it for political theater. I think he believes the shit that he was saying. That's the sad part. What Tupac said, you live by the gun, so you die by the gun? Yeah, I'm never wishing death on anybody. But again, you can't be out here just saying stuff. You can't. You can't. It's not right. And like I said, you guys, this is the statement that he put out there. Or Trump, he confirmed it. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. First of all, Trump, what kind of statement is this bullshit? Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. Like I said, the country is only going to get more radicalized. I don't see, what's up, Queen Studio? I don't see things getting better. I don't see, this guy being Trump being the guy to bring the nation together and try to have gun law. I don't see none of that. Like I said the last show, when he lifted the protections off of Kamala Harris, I think he was thinking like, oh yeah, they're gonna get her. Like I believe that's what they were thinking. That was his thinking. That's why he revoked her protection, which she had until January. It's sad. I don't like it. And y'all just be safe out there. That's the only thing I can say. Just be safe. Again, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Again, Charlie Kirk has passed away. I understand people feel indifferent, even if you love him or hate him. Hey, it is what it is. Thank y'all for watching, but we out of here. Deuces, everybody. Have a good night.